Moore.
Yes.
Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any conflict of interest, speak up, otherwise, approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Consent agenda. Minutes in the claim. $327,757.76.
I'll make the motion that we approve the consent agenda.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, department heads, Linda.
I wasn't here last month, so this is my debut. On March 20th, the Britt Library trustees attended training at the Garner Public Library. This is an annual event that rotates between Garner and Britt, with library trustees attending from all libraries in Hancock County. All libraries were represented. Training was a Jeopardy-style contest with teams answering questions about library policies, state requirements, and other fun facts. There were 2 early outs in March, so 2 BLAST, which is Britt Library After School Time, programs for kids in grades K through 5. Both were well attended, and there will be 2 sessions in April also. On Thursday, I will be attending the North Iowa Library Symposium in Mason City. Sessions include speakers on Iowa humanities, mental illness, opioid overdose education, and intruder training. Next week on April 9th at 7 p.m., Duffy Hudson will return for an entertaining program on Nikola Tesla. Carol Couch, who's my children's librarian, will be attending the POP YS conference, which was formerly called the Kids First Conference, in Ames on Monday and Tuesday, April 8th and 9th, followed by a summer reading summit on Wednesday morning. This conference is in Ames, Iowa, and covers a multitude of topics on all things for kids from birth to young adult. The NILC, which is North Iowa Library Consortium, annual meeting will be held in Clarion on April 17th, with training to follow in the afternoon. And my public library director endorsement has been renewed. All those continuing education hours are necessary and is valid through 2026. Thank you.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
The training coming up, the opioid overdose education and intruder training, how does that relate to the library?
There are some libraries that carry the antidote for opioid
Okay, cool.
in them, and intruder training can happen anywhere.
Sure.
I mean, we did that about 6-7 years ago, and this is the Mason City Police Department that'll be presenting on that.
Good.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other questions? How it works, Mass?
We had new handicap parking signs installed on Main Street with the help of Linda getting started. I went through a bunch of old files here at City Hall and at the water plant. Trying to get rid of some stuff that we don't need. It was brought to our attention that the door may have been broken into at the concession stand at Centennial Park. We had to replace the doors and the locks down there. Going through those old files, I found an old water main map. I'm starting to build a map to age all of the water mains in town. And we've had to plow and sand the road. We delivered a bid to Algona. Bolton and Mink was here last week to go over the locates for Second Avenue and take the 360-degree manhole pictures. I attended the progress meeting for the water plant. They've been doing a lot of startups down there. All the pipes are getting painted. We found out there is one bad pump that came from the factory. That pump goes to the RO system, so we're supposed to have a meeting on Friday to see where that's at. And we got the new water permit started with the DNR. That's it.
When do we find out about the dump truck?
Tonight is their meeting. We have, I think we were the high bidder, but they have to approve it.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't approved yet. Okay.
Tonight they're doing it.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll know tomorrow.
And you inserted a picture here? Brett?
That blueprint, oh, that's what I found. That's from the original water plant.
Yeah.
That's from Curry's Engineering in 1936, and those are, it shows current water mains in 1936 and water mains to be built. So that kind of sparked my interest in whether I could find.
Did you actually put the one on the street name? In 1921?
Yeah, then we found a fire station, or fire department inspection report from 1921 that John has now.
But it also talked about,
Anybody left on the board yet?
nobody I think's even alive. But it first talked about the first water tower was a wooden one behind the old city, behind the city shop, that building. So,
There was a petition in 1933 to not build the new water tower because of that old one. They wanted to keep using that until it was completely unusable.
Oh, it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
and there was, back then, there was a flat fee for water too.
Yep,
Right.
there's been a lot of numbers in there.
Probably not too many meters.
But, yeah. I think they started metering the water in town in the 50s.
Okay, any other questions, Matt?
We did want to, we don't have the, I guess, the post ready to put out, but we do want to list that red dump truck if we get approved for the dump truck bid that we put in for the city of Winona. So I guess I want to open that up through May 31st, 2024 at 3 p.m. and then get all the bids. So if I can get a motion to do that.
So that's contingent on us being awarded.
Yes, yeah,
Put it out there for 8 weeks.
yeah, for a while. We want to see what we can get in.
I'm just curious how long it normally is out, that we have it out there for bid.
I guess it doesn't really matter. We can kind of do what we
out for 2 months,
Well, the thing is that, you know, they only had theirs out for a month. And then I think they only got one bid.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they advertise it. So any help on places to advertise would be,
Oh, yeah.
you know, do we put it on an auction site or do we just straight up advertise it?
We can hold off for the next meeting too. You guys want to do that?
I don't think we need to put it off, I just thought, 2 months seemed like an awful long time.
By the time I get it into the newspaper, I mean, we can do May 15th. I'm sorry. what did I say? May 15th, because by the time I put it in the newspaper and stuff like that, it'll be,
It's just more a curiosity question.
yeah, we can do, cities can kind of do what they want, like vehicles and stuff like that. With like, how long you want to have it up for bid.
I'll make a motion and we put the old red truck out for bid.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Please report.
So yeah, tax calls, service with this report, with the departments and number of calls for service that are highlighted for you guys to compare. We had a total of 79 calls between March 5th and April 1st. Although that may seem like a low volume of calls, it was a busy month for us. Get down to it. Braden, due to personal reasons, he turned in his resignation letter on March 14th. And as of March 29th, Ben was terminated from our department. So with that, Jordan and I will be working on a 2-on 2-off schedule. 2 openings now. So Jordan could be seeing a little bit more overtime than normal. So just bear with us. We kind of get through this. We're going to try and get part-timers to fill in shifts if needed, just so that Jordan or I don't get burned out. But hopefully by early next month, we get somebody, at least one person hired. Other than that, I ordered some Life Vac. If you've seen those, it's this kind of like, almost like a reverse plunger thing for choking. Mainly used for like small kids or infants. Put it up through their mouth and suck it out. Ordered one of those for each vehicle for us to have.
You do have somebody possibly interested in?
I've had some people reach out for certified applicants. So I do have a couple in line.
Good.
So hopefully get their applications in.
Is the sheriff's department helping out? Tell them if any of those guys help.
I reached out to Sheriff Curtis about that, but they have, I'm not sure if it's policy or what. But in order for his guys to work part-time for us, we would have to equip them with vests and just so that they're not using the county's stuff. I don't know if that would be feasible for us to do, to equip them with all the vests and uniforms and guns and all that.
Oh, I know they used to do it all the time.
Yep. So it's new for them, but I think it's just more of a thing to cover them.
Okay,
We have a couple part-timers.
good.
We also want to start advertising for those 2 police officer openings. We want to open that up through April 30th, 2024 at 3 p.m. With an uncertified wage of $26 an hour and a $30 an hour certified. If they're certified. So if I can get a motion to approve advertising for that.
I'll make the motion.
Any other discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Who's got it? Is that on?
So, we need to seek reimbursement from Ben Mayman, just because he did not finish his contract with the city for 5 years. You guys have his contract available. We ended up, I actually had me go back and look at what we actually paid for him to attend, and it was $21,881.70. He's done almost 3 years in the city of Britt, so I don't know if we want to lower that.
Because with the new contracts, how we have it formatted, it outlines if you've been with the city for X years, so you get 25% less, or 75%, 50%, or something like 25%, correct?
I think it's 80, 60, 40, and 20. So it would be around 50%.
Or do we just want to forgive the wages, or go for even $9,000?
Why don't you take the total amount, divide it by 5, subtract 3 years off of that, it's $12,600.
Because the estimated cost for his attendance wasn't actually, it was like 21,900, right?
Yep, the actual cost was $21,881.70.
Because I knew that was why we had the issue with Officer Reese's contract, was they were relatively around the same time, and they were paying different things. And so that's why we decided to restructure the contract so it was clear. I know last meeting, we forgave the wages that Reagan worked during the academy. So, I don't know. It would be nice if they were apples to apples, but they're not.
I like that.
I think an even 9,000 sounds pretty.
You made a motion.
What was it, 21,970?
21,881.70.
I would make a motion that we reduce the cost for former officer Lehman to $9,000.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Fire department.
You should have my report, it's a little shorter than some. We had 5 calls of service for the month of February. Oh, excuse me, that should have been March. Training for the month, we did knot tying. We go over some of the firefighter 1 drills that we all have to do when we get on the fire department. So we did knot tying. Yearly SCBA compressor service and tested. They come once a year from Wapello, Midwest Air, Breathing Air. They come and they take samples of the air that's compressed into the cylinder so that we can go into a smoke-filled area. And the last thing I got is the Fire Association spring outing at the golf course, April 13th, Saturday night. So, any questions? Few raffle tickets are left, but that's all I can say, because there's very few.
Just who left?
Very few, very few, so.
Great. Thank you. Any questions?
Mike's not here today.
Not here, you got a report.
Next, we have to approve pay application 21 to Hazel Construction for $280,167.50. Can I get a motion approving that?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Next, we have to set the public hearing for fiscal year 25 on full budget adoption. We want to set that for Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
I'll make a motion to set up the public hearing for Tuesday, April 23rd at 6 p.m.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So last year, Marcy, I thought it was a good idea. A lot of the times we pay for people to take a CPO class or WSI, which is a water safety instructor, so teaching swim lessons. Sometimes we don't get those people in return, and so we end up losing out on $400, $400 for these classes. So, we thought that, or we came up with a contract that the city would pay for half the cost up front, and they would pay for the other half. And then the city would reimburse them the following year if they came back as a CPO or WSI person. We discussed doing that with lifeguards, but it's just a two-year contract, or two-year certification, and it's not near as much money as fees. So we're just seeking, I guess, approval for that CPO and WSI certification, or, yeah. So the city doesn't have to pay for all those. Comes out $400, $800 a year.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second it. What that does is pay those things a lot, and and they can get some of that back by the lessons and so forth, they so it's not, it's profitable for them, so they can be. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So I have two quotes in your packet, to redo the city hall floors. Usually give Al Olson's usually the only person that gives us a quote, so, but this year Brett Nelson did too. Brett Nelson's quote is for $655, and Al Olson's is for $550. Again, we've always gone with Al. Brett did give us a little, came in here and did a look shiny trim. I don't know what he did.
He scrubbed the floor.
Scrub. So, yeah, it's up to you guys, who you guys want to go with, but we've normally gone with owls.
Seems to be a lot more to Nelson's quote than Olson's. I don't know if there's really any difference. But you said the floor was brighter, shinier.
No, he came in and gave like,
Right.
the demonstration. I mean, I think they both did a really good job. I think they do like the same.
He did the fire departments, if you want to see what
Yeah.
he's been doing the last 2 years. We've been kind of paying him for the supplies to do it.
So I will add, and this isn't gonna work, but, they came in here and they're trying to do something in their off season. So they do like the snow removal and the lawn care, but they're looking to do this more in their downtime, more their off season. They've done the fire department, but they're looking to get more clients, more business. That's something they're actually wanting to go into as opposed to just kind of doing it here and there. So he came in and yeah, he has a machine that he scrubs the floors with. He did the hallway as well, and just kind of wanted to show us how he could brighten them up with just a cleaning. But I think he felt like it should be done twice a year.
Yes. He thinks it like once a big,
Yeah.
what, like the big full, I don't know what you call it, the full wax, 1 year, or one time a year, and then just like little maintenance here and there as needed. He'd come in and check it out.
So he has these for like 2 times, and they also for 1 time, is that right?
I didn't look at Brett's actual.
Yeah, it says cleaning floor two ways, 2 times.
Okay.
Cleaning floor after cleaning, applying 4 coats of wax finish. Which I don't know if he meant like he's gonna do 2 passes at once. I don't know how cleaning or waxing.
Not clear.
Kind of unclear if his is for 2 times. The way his looks is for 2 times.
Yeah, I don't know if Al does 2 times, he just, yeah, I guess I'd have to.
I'd like to need a little more clarification.
Okay.
Nelson's also doesn't say anything about the restrooms.
Mm.
Al's does,
Or
or the bathroom, what bathroom is that?
He's talking about these, yep. And ours too, he does ours too. Yeah. Okay, I'll get more clarification.
That way it's more apples to apples.
Yeah. Next we have resolution 08-2024, setting the public hearing for the city of Britt's 2024 urban revitalization plan, for June 4th at 7 p.m. And this is just those tax abatements that a resident would turn in for a new build, so garage, and it would allow them to get a reduced cost. Or pay a reduced fee. So I can get a motion setting that public hearing.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I'd like to take a minute to thank our chief for setting up our sound systems and getting speakers and everything set up. I think it's working good this month, better than last, because we got these. And so thank you very much.
Yep.
Marijuana ordinance. You girls want to say anything else?
I mean, we can, but we gave you the papers last month, we believe, and most of that was in there, but if there are any clarifications or anything you want.
Okay, thanks. Tyler, what's your opinion of
I like it. I think it's a good thing to get in front of it, before it does come into life and, get that ordinance set in place. So I think it'd be good to get in front of it, kind of like what Garner did, and be on top of it when it does arrive.
now, passing that ordinance in the state passes a law, the state takes precedence over the cities, correct?
It depends, I think, on how it's written, how the law's written.
Okay, any discussion, thoughts?
So because there isn't actually an ordinance in our packets that includes the city of Britt language and different things, this would just be us giving the okay to Earl to draft an ordinance for the city of Britt to approve. Correct?
Correct.
I'll make a motion to have Earl draft marijuana policy for the city of Britt.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. I brought up the word we talked to before, last month's Hampton County Economic Development meeting was out there. To about the recycling center up east of town, and they gave a really nice presentation meeting and do the same thing, and they said they would, so they'll be contacting me, so hopefully sometime in the near future, we'll get them here. They also said wherever they go, they try to be very good corporate citizens and be active in activities and so forth. So, big plus. So that is a good thing. And girls, we'll get that ordinance and then cater to Britt, because right now it's catered to Gardner, so we'll get one catered to Britt. Yeah. Anybody here wishing to address gossip? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thanks for coming, everyone. Appreciate it.
Make a bid sheet for those two guys. So that's, they can rank. If they figure it out, it's apples to apples.